So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Moss Rose, the home of Macclesfield Town. Really pleased for you to be able to join us today as we welcome Sol Campbell as our new manager. We're going to take questions from the floor a little bit later on, but we're going to start with Brady Denton from Scouse Bush.
I'd like to say, sorry, slightly late. Sorry, keeping you guys waiting. I had to finish training.
Sol, welcome. First of all, how does it feel to get your first management job?
Fantastic. You know, it's been a long time coming, but I am, thrilled to bits really. Getting my hands kind of running out my sleeves, getting my hands dirty. And when you're at this level, you literally have to do everything really. You haven't got extra pair of hands, but obviously I'll have to sort that out later on with a new team. So to help me, training wise and getting things together, sessions, all that kind of stuff. So I have to build a new team.
What was it about Macclesfield that made you decide that this would be a good fit for you?
Well, for me, you've got to take an opportunity when it comes. And when it was, when I got a message about, do you fancy coming to Macclesfield? I didn't really look at where they were in the league because for me, I spoke to the owner. It was set up by one of my friends who's an agent, and it was kind of simple for me. It was like nice and clean. There wasn't many people involved in the deal, so and for me having my first opportunity, really, I got to hats off to Macclesfield, and I'm honoured to be here because they're a great club. I think the league. They should be a little bit higher for whatever reason they're down there, and that's how that opportunity has been created for me. So sometimes you've got to grab an opportunity and just go for it.
I'm sure you've been made fully aware of the position that Macclesfield are in now. Obviously, just how big a challenge is this going to be for you? Do you think?
Well, I think there's enough games left. That's the main thing. There's enough games left to kind of rectify it. I kind of came to the club just before Yeovil, looked around the training ground, came to the main ground, so got a nice cup of tea. That was quite nice. No biscuits though, but we can rectify that. So so I had a good look around, but good conversation with everybody. It was quite nice. Everyone was pleasant. So for me, I saw the players. I really wanted to see that. I didn't want it to go to a game because I think that I just thought the fuss would be too much. So for me, looking at the players, I kind of saw that there's a lot more to go. I think there's a lot of things you can implement very quickly, and I think they can kind of respond. So I took my first training session, took my first kind of half game against Exeter, which was quite nice. Watching from the stands, looking how they were playing, and then taking my notes, and then going back into the change rooms at half time. So the guys are good. They got the skill, they got the tenacity. I think really not having a manager for such a long time has probably hampered them a little bit as well.
Obviously, you have a huge wealth of playing experience, and you've got your UEFA coaching badges as well, so your qualifications are there. But I'm sure you understand that some of the fans here maybe see this as a big gamble on the part of the club. What's your message to those fans?
I think really, when you look at gamble, they had a manager in here who obviously didn't work out for whatever reason, experienced manager, and it happens up and down the country. So regardless, when you come in, I think I've got to take the opportunity with both hands. I've studied a lot. Yes, this is my first full-time job. I understand that, but I've got to start somewhere. I'm honoured to be here. I think I will work my socks off. I will bring all my wealth of experience. It's not like it's. I know football inside out. I know how to manage people, communicate. I think for me, I've looked already what I can do at the club, and I think for me it's a great place for me to start. I know other Macclesfield fans are probably saying, what's going on here, but you've got an international footballer who is being one of the best footballers in the world, coming to your club, I think there's it's a nice kind of neutral kind of balance there. Yes, there's give and take, but I think for me, starting at Macclesfield, working hard, and I think that's what's going to happen, with the fans once they see what kind of person I am, how hard I'm working, and for me, I look at the situation. I don't want to go down. I don't want to have that on your CV. So I'm going to try really, really hard to kind of make sure that doesn't happen. And there's a long way to go. It's difficult. But there's enough games, and I feel there's enough games for us to kind of turn it around. And we've got 2 wins out of 2. Yes, there's going to be bumps on the road. Yes, there's going to be difficult times. But as long as we keep together and stick together, I think we should be okay.
So, hello, Richard Aston, BBC Television. Just on that, Sol, as somebody who's obviously played at the very top level, do you feel that is a difficult adjustment that you're going to have to make to managing players at this level and understanding this league?
Understanding this league, when you look at it, you've got to win the second balls. You've got to be kind of, if it has to go row Z, you've got to row Z. And when you've got time to play football, you play football. I think for me, it's quite, you just got to get the basics right. Defend right, score right, cross the ball, team spirit. I think for me, the difference between the Premiership and say League Two, it's margins. It's just maybe decision makers and things like that. It's not a shock for me to be here. It's not like I've started as a street footballer. I quite like the kind of rough and ready kind of game and getting ready. Yet yes, I think the finances are slightly different, but you get on with it. It's not like I played at Portsmouth and I've seen the ground and things like that, blah blah blah. So it's not like I'm kind of shocked at the whole system. It's you just got to get the detail right. I think for me, second balls, good set plays, making sure everyone's fit. I think for me, it's not straightforward. Nothing is straightforward by any stretch. But I think if you put the hard work in, I think you should be okay. And touch with a little bit of luck.
You worked under all sorts of different managers, different personalities, like Terry Venables, George Graham, Sven-Göran Eriksson, Arsene Wenger. We know you as a player, of course. So what sort of a manager are you going to be?
Oh, I love to play football. I think that's the first thing. I've always played football. I like my teams to play from the back, but also I have to understand, if it needs to kind of be down the line or row Z for a clearance. I get that. I think you just play to your environment accordingly. What you see. Obviously, I'll give license to my players to play. I love crosses. I love guys who can take on defenders. I like all good all round footballers. So, but the main thing, I like to be solid at the back.
Don't expect you to give me the exact message, Sol, but what for your first team talk? What sort of message? What sort of demands will you be asking of the players?
Well, I did one already at Exeter, really. So. I came in and I stated who I was, if no one knew who I was by then. But the main thing is that I said there's a long way to go, and we just got to keep on fighting for every inch on the pitch. I said every game now for us is cup finals. I think that's the main thing I'm kind of portraying. I think we've got to really don't waste a second on the training field and really give it all on the pitch.
As you know, this club has a history of appointing black managers, Keith Alexander, Paul Ince, and now yourself. Overall, though, Sol, do you think that the English football is moving in the right direction?
I think for me, it's all about opportunities. I'm not going to go down that road and state the obvious. I think for me, I've got an opportunity. I'm going to take it with both hands. I'm going to work my socks off and see how far I can go. And that's the thing for me, really. I think that when you start getting sidelined, I think really you just want the situation to become normal. So you don't see black or white, you just see a football manager.
Next to an option. Where's he gone?
You have to put the lights on.
Yeah, you have to do it. Right, okay, if you want to make your way through to the stands. Shops outside.
What's outside?
Sorry.
The lights on outside. Where do you need me?
Just about here, please.
Yeah, I need my scarf. I got a scarf.
With a scarf, please.
I'll probably do it. Yeah. You like that? No, I always try to just use the I use the shirt. That's too big. You want Kevin?
Yeah.
How do you like it? See?
Perfect. It's great, thank you. And just to one side as well. That's perfect. Thank you.
Oh, down here. Scarf, I can wrap it around my neck if you want, but do you want a scarf out?
Yeah, rather than the shirt.
You want it like this?
Just around your shoulder, just around your shoulders.
Yeah, alright.
So, can you just wrap it around your shoulders and just hold the bottom of the shirt? That's it. Perfect, yeah. Just hands to the bottom of the side. Yeah, that's perfect.
Right, last few minutes now, lads.
Brilliant.
So rate please, Sol.
And just one this way, please. Oh, that's great.
Right, okay, thank you.
Very much.
One down here as well, just before dinner.
We're getting wet.
Nice one.
Right, okay.
Thank you. Thank you.